everyone, welcome to the VitaCast episode 121. It's your host Tyler Olthoff, sober as all hell, with Kyle Wakeling. What's up, Kyle?
Not too much, Tyler. You know, the usual busy stuff. Been going nonstop pretty much last week, so there's not a lot to be going on other than the things I've done. What about you?
Same, just a lot of work and no play, sadly.
Makes Tyler a dull boy, as usual.
Yep, yep, pretty much.
Yep.
So yeah, let's jump into what we've been playing. You'll probably have a bigger list than me. We'll see. What did you play, Kyle?
Well, I've been playing quite a bit of Bullet Girls 2. Still looking to get farther in that one, but as I keep having to check this like translation guide thing to figure out what the hell I have to do in each level, it's kind of getting a little bit on my nerves. Not too much, but a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and I like all the upgrades and different things that you can get for the girls. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I've also been playing Odin Sphere Leaf this year, which I just got not too long ago, and I'm already through Gwendolyn's story and into the Puka Prince's story. So yeah, I'm trucking along there. Got like 8 hours in it. Somehow between like news stories and stuff, I just managed to accumulate all that time. But yeah, what else have I been playing? I know I've been playing some other stuff. Played some Hot Shots Golf. I know that. I played a little bit of Tetris. Feel like I'm missing something, Tyler. Feel like I'm missing something.
What could it be?
I'm not sure. Let's kick it over to you, and maybe I'll remember like you usually do.
Alright, so I played Severed, and I played... Oh, what is that game? I think it was Akiba's Trip. Yeah, I think I played some more of that stuff. Didn't get very far in either of them because I've just been too busy. But I hope to have some decent playtime in the next few days with a lot of games. So next episode I should have a lot more to talk about, and if I don't, then Kyle can slap me. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about all I got. Pretty boring, I know. I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry, listeners.
Yeah, it happens.
Don't worry. I won't let you down next week. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, let's get into the next thing here. We don't have any reviews to go over this week, so let's just jump straight into those new releases. And first up, we'll bring those North American releases, and we are getting Bard's Gold for $4.99, Funk of Titans for $6.99, and Grand Kingdom for $39.99. And EU has some crazy stuff here. Kyle, what is going on here?
EU has a whole bunch of stuff, but limited kind of placement of where it goes. So, first of all, they got Dragon Fantasy, the Black Tome of Ice, which is £7.39, €8.99, or $13.45 Australian dollars. And there is a list of countries that it is only available in. So please check the website for those. I am not going to read them off. Also, Super Blast Deluxe, £6.49, €7.99, or $11.95 Australian dollars. Again, there's a huge list of not available regions, so check the list. We've also finally got X-Blaze Lost Memories, which released in the region, and it's £24.99, €29.99, or $44.95 Australian dollars, and it has an additional 20% PlayStation Plus discount. There is Towerfall Ascension, £11.59, €14.49, or $21.95 Australian dollars. This one was actually supposed to release earlier, but, well, had some issues. But, yeah, finally got it. We have Funk of Titans, which I've never even heard of, and is out on the 22nd here. And the price is to be determined. It's not available in Australia or New Zealand. And then Odin Sphere Leaf this year releases on the 24th, price to be determined.
Nice. Well, all right, there you go. Quite a few releases here. Kyle, any of those interesting to you?
Well, Odin Sphere is definitely interesting to me as I'm playing it, but Aside from that, kind of and kind of not. Grand Kingdom is kind of on my radar, but I don't actually know a whole lot about it. Like, I mean, I've watched the trailers and stuff, but I just haven't had time to play the demo or really get into it, and so I'm not really sure what it is, I guess. I get the elements, but I don't get how it comes together. So I've got to do more research on that one. X-Blaze Lost Memories I already have since it came out in our region a long time ago. Funk of Titans looks kind of weird. I'm gonna definitely wait to hear some opinions on that one. And Bard's Gold. I'm just not looking for a hard game like that right now. So yeah, probably not. And the others, no. What about you?
Yeah, there's nothing really here grabbing my attention. I did get Grand Kingdom for a review copy or whatever, but I don't know if I'll play it. So, yeah. Nothing really pulling me in.
I see. It happens some weeks. Some weeks there's tons. Some weeks it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just play what I got.
exactly. So anyways, yeah, pretty short thing to go over here. So let's jump into the news, and again, another kind of short thing compared to the previous weeks we've had. So let's just get...
That's not hard.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So let's get right into it and make sure all my stuff is up here so we are good to go. I don't want to be halfway through this and realize I'm not even recording and get pissed off and yell at Kyle and then I go to sleep. So we're good.
That sounds horrible.
It does. Anyways, all right, let's do it. An E3 overview posted on PlayStation Blog has added some new information regarding just how we're going to be getting Fault Milestone 1. Sakai Project was recently in the news for partnering with Mighty Rabbit for bringing Ren'Py to Unity. It seems like that partnership is already up and running, as Mighty Rabbit is apparently handling the porting of this science fantasy visual novel series with a cinematic twist, which was actually supposed to be coming for a while now. Here's the game's introduction via the PlayStation Blog. Quote, Fault Milestone 1 follows the story of a princess named Selphine and her royal guardian, Ritona, when a sudden assault devastates their homeland of Rogzenhide. The two are forced to escape, but somehow end up teleported into an unknown forest full of vegetation they don't recognize. The atmosphere is thick and heavy. There's no sign of life, very unusual in such a lush forest. Something is wrong about the land, but they are too startled to notice what. End quote. The first new title in the partnership between Sakai Project and Mighty Rabbit Studios, Limited Run Games, Fault Milestone 1 will be ported by Mighty Rabbit and will arrive in the West with both digital and limited physical versions released via their publishing counterpart. With Mighty Rabbit's creds, this sounds like a good move to me, especially if we ever want to actually see these titles. Another Sakai Project title is coming our way according to the PlayStation Blog's E3 recap. Sakai Project and Cree Spirit are bringing the 2D side-scroller Rabi Ribi to PlayStation Vita this winter in the West, and they'll be doing it with all new music and some brand new gameplay content. Here's the title's description from Sakai Project's Audi Sorle via the PlayStation Blog. Quote, this 2D side-scrolling exploration platformer follows the adventure of Irina, whose humdrum life as a regular rabbit is turned upside down when she finds herself in an unknown world and turned into a human with rabbit ears. Along the way, she meets the cheerful pink-haired fairy Ribbon, who mysteriously chooses to stay by Erina's side. These unwitting heroes embark together on their quest to restore Erina's life to normalcy. But who knows what trouble lurk waiting for them. She may be a little rabbit that was turned into a human, but that doesn't stop her from being capable of some pretty neat moves, end quote. So does that sound good to you? We'll be keeping an eye on Rabi Ribi for you, and we'll be sure to let you know as more information develops. However, for now, it looks like you can mark us down as waiting for winter. We now know that Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana, co-protagonist Dana, comes into contact with 4 rather unique characters in the game, and as such, we're here to introduce them to you. First up is Ura, who appears as a stranger in a black robe, but is actually an inhuman life form, advanced far beyond what we are now. It joins up with Dana in order to complete a certain mission, but whether or not the creature is hostile is unclear. Hedura is non-human who appears as an oceanic creature of sorts. It possesses fairly advanced knowledge and seems to be very civilized. It even seems to have some sort of advice for Dana, but we can't really elaborate much further. Minos is a non-human who appears, at least in looks, to be some sort of bull-human hybrid. Quick to charge in and braver even than he looks, Minos looks down on those smaller than himself, which means pretty much everyone. He gets mixed up with Dana while he's on a quest of sorts and appears to want to talk about something. But that's all we know for now. Lastly, Nestor is a non-human who appears to have some sort of humanoid something. While Hedura certainly has an oceanic look, it's harder to pin down Nestor's flair, though we'd say Leaf-esque might be close. Nestor exudes a unique atmosphere, and while it approves of rational thinking, it has a dreadful side that's as cold as ice. These four characters both work together and interact with Dana, at least two of them, Ura and Minos, seeming to have something they want to say to her. What that something is, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, and as we're coming up on that release date real quick. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana releases July 21st in Japan.
Yes, it does. Continuing on, Monochrome has been unveiled by developer Four Corner Games. The twin-stick shooter will head to everyone's favorite handheld gaming device at some point in 2017. An interesting feature of the game will be the fact that players can manipulate time to defeat enemies. Four Corner Games said this about their upcoming title, quote, Monochrome is a twin-stick shooter broken into 10-second chunks with hundreds of independently intelligent enemies on screen and a clear mission. Players can, at any point, hold down a button to slow down time in the world by a factor of 3, providing the essential hook of the game. Players can strategize, position themselves appropriately, and release the button to hit their enemies. Because the player themselves is not slowed down by the mechanic, it provides an essential layer of strategy that the game is built around. End quote. Although it is currently very early in the game's development, we do know there will be a full campaign, survival mode, challenge mode, and a local multiplayer feature. The developer will be keeping everyone updated constantly through Monochrono's development, with Four Corner Games promising development blogs, screenshots, and frequent gameplay videos via their various social media channels and official website. In a recent issue of Weekly Famitsu, we got some more details for World of Final Fantasy, and we got them thanks to an interview with the game's director, Hiroki Chiba. Talking about the way the game plays compared to other Final Fantasy games, it seems this game is on the casual end of the scale. You'll have to return to town from dungeons at any time, or you'll be able to return to town from dungeons at any time, and vice versa. On top of being defeated in battle, on top of this, I can't seem to catch all the words here. On top of this, being defeated in battle no longer comes with harsh consequences. You'll simply be sent back home to try again with all your money and items intact. Don't panic if you think this is going to take the challenge out of the game, as we've also been reassured that although you can blast through early battles with relative ease, from the middle of the game onward, the game will require you to consider elements such as attributes if you want to keep winning. Speaking about the length and size of the game, they mentioned some rather impressive statistics. Not including side quests, the main story of the game is over 100 hours long. That sounds insane, and it'll be interesting to see how far off that figure is when the game comes out. The volume of the game is also comparable to that of a main entry Final Fantasy game, with fully fleshed out sub-stories and events in the game. There will be over 200 mirages in the game, adorable monsters that can fight with you, so there will be plenty to collect and utilize. Certainly seems like fans will be getting their money's worth with this game, and any assumptions about this being a forgettable spin-off seem like they're far off the mark. There are a couple of nuggets of info from the interview as well. Event scenes are skippable or simply fast-forwarded. No more sitting through cutscenes you don't want to. It also seems like all the previous Final Fantasy characters in the game are not from some multiverse. They've all lived in the world of Grimoire prior to the events of the game, which has the potential to set up for some interesting relationships between characters. Rather promisingly, they mention that the game is in polishing and balancing phase of production, with the finishing touches being applied. So here's hoping there are no delays. Lastly, Square Enix wants to make figures based on this bucket of concentrated adorableness that is World of Final Fantasy, so prepare your wallets, people. World of Final Fantasy comes out 25th of October for North America, 27th of October for Japan, and 28th of October for Europe. P-Cube has revealed the release date and release information for the Western localization of Galgun Double Peace. It's official, you'll be playing the fan service heavy shooter this July. Galgun Double Peace is headed to Europe on July 15th and North America on July 19th, coming to us in digital, physical, and limited edition versions. The limited edition version of Galgun Double Peace is set to include the following: a copy of the game, a premium quality art book, a gorgeous high quality presentation box, and a set of 5 DLC costumes: Cunning Kunoichi Wedding Dress, Sexy Ribbons, Sakurazaki Squad 777, and Ripped Uniform. Well, the standard edition will be issued with one of the following if you pre-order, depending on your retailer: a premium quality art book or a set of 5 DLC costumes that I just mentioned. Have you got what it takes to jump into Hudai's shoes and navigate an onslaught of smitten girls armed only with a pheromone gun and a quest for true love? Find out more July 15th in Europe and July 19th in North America.
E3 has brought another PlayStation Vita announcement, as Desert Owl Games' Pax Nora has been confirmed for release on our favorite portable. Arthur Griffith, CEO of Desert Owl Games, took to the PlayStation blog this week for the E3 recap, revealing his online PC title Pax Nora would be coming to Vita, a game which sees you using collectible cards in a tactical strategy RPG setting. Pax Nora offers single-player campaigns, CPU battles, and player-versus-player matches among its modes, with over 2,700 hand-illustrated cards to use and play. Pax Nora will reportedly even allow you to share all your awesome combos and moves with your friends, and has been confirmed to come to the platform with a freshly updated interface, an in-game rune manager, a store, a deck builder, and even some new in-development expansions. Oh, and did we mention it's cross-play with the PC version as well, and is coming to PlayStation, or as the coming PlayStation 4, oh my god, as well as the coming PlayStation 4 version. Packed with hundreds of hours of gameplay possibilities, Pax Nora is headed to the Vita this summer, so your wait for this one isn't going to be long at all. Atlus has revealed their plans to localize the interesting new RPG with a release window set for next year. Furrier and Aquaria nailed it, have been working together to bring us Caligula, an RPG set with the repeating virtual reality nightmare. Occupants are unaware that they're trapped in this fake world and come to be complacent with it, forever reliving their school days. That is, until some of the students begin to realize that the world is not real and attempt to find a way out. Does that sound interesting to you? Well, it should, as it's being developed by Persona 1 and 2 Scenario Writer, and it's now headed our way. Atlus has confirmed that they're bringing the game west next year. Caligula arriving in North America and Europe as a PSN-only digital title in 2017. Excited? Kyle is. Square Enix has announced that they're releasing a PlayStation Vita demo for Dragon Quest Heroes 2, and we've got the when and what of it all. Dragon Quest Heroes 2, The Twin Kings and the Prophecy's End, is already available in Japan, but that isn't stopping Square Enix from releasing a shiny new demo for us to try. Hitting June 24th, the PlayStation Vita demo will reportedly take you from the beginning of the game to your arrival at Zebion, whatever that word is. You'll need to be logged into a Japanese account in order to grab it, but aside from that, it'll be free for you to try for yourself just under a week from now. As for those on the fence, Kyle will be posting a video of the demo on the Vita Lounge's Lounge Play channel, so look for that late this week.
Aw yeah, kicking on. Compile Heart has updated its website with the latest details for dungeon crawler Divine Prison Tower Mary Skelter. This latest update gives details on the Liberation District and the Dawn Liberation Front that runs it. Within the living prison, there's an area called Liberation District where people have managed to carve out a safe area away from the custody of the Marchen and other monsters. The Dawn Liberation Front is a human group whose main aim is to fight against the Marchen and other nightmares. They're based in the Liberation District and act as its government. They also do research and provide medical treatment for those living there. There are many members of this organization. Here's some of the more detail and artwork if you look at the site for some of its key members. Dr. Tushima has been researching jail for a long time, since the foundation of Dawn. Although he appears calm, he desperately wants to escape jail. Hal is the weapons mechanic who makes weapons for the Chishiki Girls squad. He's rude and has a bad attitude, but still cares about Jack and the Chishiki Girls. Miko Ueshima is calm and responsible and acts as a big sister to the other girls. She works with the doctor to investigate jail. Kurara is a young girl who assists Hal. She helps run the shop, which sells tools and weapons. And Ian Kadowaki guards the entrance to the Liberation District. Although he's always smiling, he does have an air of intimidation surrounding him. Divine Prison Tower Mary Skelter is set to release October 13th in Japan. Falcom has released some more new details for Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. This time we have information on the present system and information about the game's dual protagonists, Adol and Dana, and their shared consciousness, which allows the player to travel between two worlds. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? During Adol's travels, he'll occasionally come across crystal pillars. When he touches one of them, you'll find yourself in Dana's world. Well, in Dana's world, if you touch another conscious point, you can return back to Adol's world. The actions that Dana takes in her world will have real impact on the Isle of Siren, including opening up new paths and areas for Adol and his group to explore. When Adol is in the Castaways Drifting Village, we'll give special presents to other characters. By getting to know the various characters in the game, you'll learn the various tastes and preferences of people. For example, Dogi likes strong drinks and Little Pero likes plant seeds. By giving them presents, you can trigger special events as well as learning new skills and increasing your statistics. While Adol is traveling around the island of Siren, you'll come across notes that have been left behind by T, who seems to be an explorer from the past. You'll also find notes from pirates that disembarked on the island long ago. All of the notes will only have a small fragment of information on them, but some of the information will be useful to Adol. By combining the information from T and the pirates, you'll discover hints that could help you escape the Isle of Siren. Once again, Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana is due in Japan on July 21st. Xseed has clarified Akiba's Beat game details for the English-speaking world, so it's refresher time. Akiba's Beat is coming west this winter thanks to Xseed Games, and now that they've announced this fact, they've also given us a bunch of English information, filling in some of the blanks we had from the translation. The game follows Asahi Tachibana, a textbook NEET who is living the sedentary life in Akihabara. To him, every day is Sunday, and Sunday is a fun day, especially seeing as how he's living the anime, video game, maid cafe, and pop idol capital of the world. Little does Asahi know, however, his dreams of every day is Sunday are about to come true. Caught up in a time loop, Asahi is somehow one of the only people able to keep their memories, the day resetting like it never happened for those around him. Thankfully, he teams up with a bunch of other time-displaced teams and takes to scouring Akihabara for signs of delusions, innermost fantasies made real, warping the world around them. Destroying these delusions will hopefully destroy the time loop, but then there's the Pink Cape Man. What does he have to do with this? We're unsure at this point, but he seems to be important. As for the gameplay itself, the player will take control of a party led by Asahi, seeking to rid the town of anything out of sync with reality. The player will wander the streets of the town and question the residents, unlocking fantasy-themed dungeons called Delusionscapes, which are home to monsters called Delusions. Delusions are then encountered on the map and fought in a party-based action battle sequence. Key features of the game, as revealed by Xseed, include real-time action RPG combat. Touch enemies on the map to be transported into a party-based real-time combat scene where skill and reflexes alike are put to the test. Real-life setting with fantastical spin. Explore a faithful recreation of Tokyo's Akihabara ward, interacting with quirky locals and enjoying a taste of Japan's otaku mecca before entering surreal delusionscapes. And modern-day mystery with a touch of satire. Question uniquely charactered persons in interest of hopes or of interest in hopes of finding the source of Akihabara's many changes before it's too late. Famitsu has also released details on a bunch of new characters who will appear in Akiba's Beat, and here's a quick rundown of these newly revealed 8. Kotomi Sanada, a 17-year-old who's a third-year high school student but doesn't actually attend school. She's from a distinguished family but speaks with a sarcastic and authoritative tone. Raiji Shinomiya, a 20-year-old man who has an unwelcoming, cold attitude. He is searching for someone in Akihabara, which is where the game is set. He ends up joining Asahi and company after an opportunity arises. Mizuki Aihara, Asahi's 20-year-old childhood friend. He's the polar opposite of Asahi, being serious and reliable. Kanon, his true identity and intentions are unknown, but he's a room and cape man that appears in Akihabara. He contracts the people's delusions and is thus called the Delusion Contractor. Katano Satome. She is a 16-year-old maid who works at a bar in Akihabara side streets. She has style and is popular with the punters, but her nervous nature holds her back. Akemi Ecstasia, the manager of the bar where Katana works. It turns out her bar is also an information shop. When Asahi and Ko arrive, she sparks a friendly relationship with them. Yukino Sayonji, a 28-year-old maid who works for Kotomi. She spoils and is always doting on Kotomi. And Mo Suzumori, an 18-year-old who works at the maid cafe. She is dedicated to her job. As legend has it, she hasn't had a day off since she started. Akiba's Beat is due in Japan this fall and in the West this winter. Is it on your radar yet? Because it should be.
Alright, next up. New information has been revealed for Marvelous's upcoming Fate Extella, the Umbral Star, introducing playable characters in the game's main and sub-stories. Let's jump right in with some characters. Joan of Arc, class, ruler. Noble Phantasm, La Purcell, the Crimson Holy Virgin. Joan of Arc, the holy woman that saved France, is a young woman of virtue. She puts the law first, possessing a fair and noble spirit. Even in the face of danger, Joan of Arc's biggest flaw is that she is very serious. Elizabeth Bathory, class, Lancer, noble phantasm. Bathory Erzbet? There's a rumor floating around that Elizabeth Bathory was a Vamorous during her lifetime, and now she has been recognized as one. She is an anti-heroic spirit whose essentials are that which has beauty, yet she has somehow spiritually awoken as an idol, certain chaos, with impish fangs, the split tail of a dragon, and demon's horns. Elizabeth caused these dragon attributes to appear in the Bathory family in a bygone age. Story official translation by Exceed Games. The main story. The Moon Cell Automation is a Spiritron computer which exists on the moon and has the power to grant any wish. All across the Spiritron constructed virtual world, Zirafa, whatever. That word.
I think it's Seraph. I don't know.
Seraph? Yeah. se.ra.ph. Servants and the masters who control them fight for the right to be the Moon Cell's automaton's one owner in a ceremonial conflict known as the Holy Grail War. Now, the servant Nero Claudius and her master have won the Holy Grail War and have obtained the universal wishing mechanism, the Holy Grail. They also obtained the Regalia, a ring that proves their kingship. With it, they rule over their once enemy servants and start a new beginning of the moon's new world. But a new enemy has appeared before them, and this enemy has something that shouldn't exist, another Regalia. Sub-story. The story is told from the independent perspectives of three heroine servants, Nero, Claudius, Tomomo no Mae, and Attila, but is augmented by the various side stories of other servants that help supplement the main storyline. Gilgamesh's redesigned costume. Marvelous announced earlier this month that they will change the design of the additional Gilgamesh costume that is to be included in the Regalia limited edition version of Fate Extella in Japan due to various reasons. The image you can see above
Nazi-like.
What? Nazi-like?
It's Nazi-like.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The image you can see above is the final design for the cold-hearted, bloodless warden costume. Due to release in Japan on November 10th and in the West this winter, be sure to keep an eye on the site for all the Fate Extella, the Umbral Star news you will need.
Damn it, I missed the image above line. Rats.
Yeah, way to go, Kyle.
Yeah.
So y'all need
My
to go to
bad.
the site for that, people, because Kyle failed us all. And if you actually decided to look up, then I don't have anything to say to you. Anyways, the latest visual novel from Chiro Maru Studio, Anonymous Code, is coming to PlayStation Vita this winter in Japan. The game was first announced way back in March 2015, and here's the official story description from its website. 6/28/15, February 6th, 2036. At that time, the 4,294,967,295 seconds limit of the digital standard lock engraved inside every computer in the world from the year 1900 overflowed and led to a disastrous situation where every defense and attack system malfunctioned. Like God's hammer, the roar of the military satellites that rained down to the earth annihilated major cities around the world in the blink of an eye. New York, London, Shanghai, Moscow, and then Shinjuku. The dawn after such a large-scale disaster was called the Sad Morning. Is this really humanity's judgment? If that's the case, who is this person to judge? Or is this no more than just a prelude to further disaster? During this indication of unrest, the curtain is raised on the story of Anonymous Code. The setting is Nakano, Tokyo, the year 2037. Hack God. Several characters have been unveiled and detailed so far, so let's run them down real quick. Paulin Takaoka? Sure. The protagonist of the game. He is part of the Graper anti-gravity bike team Crow, which was formed with his friend Cross and their hacker comrades. His emotions overcome his logic at times, though simplistic, he is not self-important. In the moment, however, he is inspired and focused. Momo Azaki, the heroine of the game, she is innocent, quiet, and kind to strangers. However, she lacks emotion and her actions are seemingly robotic. Cross Yumakawa, partner of Paulin and one of the founders of Team Crow, he is manly and reliable with an easy words, and I can't do it. With an obliging... That's a weird word.
Obliging.
That's the word. Obliging personality. Kyle's just rolling his eyes right now. He has a strong sense of justice and likes to call himself the... Oh, God. Don't tell me. Chivalrous?
Yes, sir.
Haha! The chivalrous thief hacker. Juno Sanji, with the nickname The Ghost, she always appears unexpectedly and is the world's best hacker. Bambi Karashina, center idol of the Cyber Force Doll idol unit. Bambi is persistent and a little clumsy. She is energetic and puts her all into everything she does. Publisher 5BP has also revealed various bits of information regarding the terminology and organizations of the game, or of the world in the game. The Arecibo message, a message sent into space via radio waves from the Arecibo Astronomical Observatory in 1974. It notes the existence and prosperity of mankind and is said to be decipherable by a life form with a certain degree of science and technology. This message becomes a key leading to the secrets of the world in Anonymous Code. Team Azoth, a digital detective agency run by Oz who specializes in investigation and negotiation skills, and Non, a cheeky but skillful hacker. Sometimes they mediate at the hacking work of Paulin. Brain-Machine Interface. Brain-Machine Interface, or BMI, allows digital information to directly intervene on the brain's neural network by clipping an earring-shaped electrode to the top of the ear cartilage. Digital data is allowed to enter your field of view. The technology is commonplace in the game, and many of the characters utilize it for their hacking. Cyber Force Doll, a 3-person idol unit that act as poster girl Girls Metropolitan Police Department's Cyber Response Division's Cyber Response Office. Not only do they work to crack down on cybercrime, they also hold events in various places. As expected, they lacked a certain something and were not quite as popular as was hoped. GAI Computer Corporation is an organization with powerful scientific and technological strength, and its influence felt around the world. With prodigy hacker boy Asuma Soga at its core, GAI Computer developed GAIA. Asuma's subordinates are currently searching the streets of Nakano in order to capture a certain individual. GAIA Earth Simulator, an Earth simulator developed by the GAI Computer Corporation that emulation utilizes fluctuations in the weather and Earth's crust to predict the future of the planet. The computerized Earth within the simulator is exactly the same as the real Earth. However, development was halted at the beginning of the story due to the events of Sad Morning. Vatican Hacker Agent. David Gisui and Rosario Rosalina are hacker agents dispatched from the Vatican. They came to Japan tracking the whereabouts of the head programmer who had disappeared from the Vatican. They are hackers and cool-headed assassins who are devoted to their faith. The third secret of Fatima and Gaudi Code. The third prophecy. What was told by an oracle, a small village in Portugal in 1917, was concealed by the Vatican because its contents are too shocking. And then there's the mysterious magic square of Sagrada Familia, which is to be completed in 2026 and designed by Gaudi. These urban legends are similar to the Arecibo message and are tied to the secrets of Anonymous Code. Anonymous Code comes to Vita this winter in Japan.
And Tyler's now thankful that he doesn't have to read all that shit.
Pretty much. Those words were ridiculous. Anyways.
Arecibo, Tyler. Arecibo.
Whatever. I don't care anymore.
Anywho, moving on. It's the tail end, so be thankful.
Yeah.
Promotional. This one you too?
Yeah, this is me too.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you wanted to read the rest, go for it.
Nah, you can. Just it's small,
okay.
Like your brain. So.
Promotional materials for the upcoming Musou-style Berserk have surfaced, showing off the game itself for the first time. While we've been given a tentative name of the game and a nice little teaser trailer, we still don't know much about the Musou-style adaptation of the manga Berserk. That's about to change slightly, as some new promotional material has shown some light on the subject by revealing a Japanese release date. Berserk, the tentative title, is due out on September 21st in Japan, with a Western release planned but not yet detailed. Check out the images on the site for a first look at the title.
Alright, now it's the home stretch.
Yeah, jeez.
Now you can love me. Neo Atlas 1469, the latest simulation game from Art Dink, has been revealed in the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu. Though imagery for the title is currently limited, we did get an initial explanation of the game's concept. Neo Atlas 1469 is set in Europe during the Age of Discovery, a point in history where the appearance of the world itself was still unclear. You play as a Portuguese merchant who will carry out trade while exploring. This game is classed as a New World Discovery Simulator, where everything is determined by belief or non-belief. The player will need to listen to other explorers and admirals who will tell you tales of the world. But these admirals don't always tell you the whole truth. Stories may include that of large monsters and other mythical beings, so you'll have to decide what you deem trustworthy or suspicious. Once you've heard these tales, you will need to create a map using the stories you deem trustworthy. Luckily, there will be a tutorial throughout to assist you. That's a mouthful. For those well-educated with their history knowledge, you want to keep an eye out for notable historical figures such as Francisco Perez and Antonio Gomez. Neo Atlas 1469 is due to release in Japan on October 27th, with the game currently 80% complete. Koei Tecmo and the latest issue of Famitsu have revealed Iketsuden will be available to try before you buy. According to information obtained from the latest issue of Famitsu, it looks like Dynasty Warriors Iketsuden will be getting a demo release in Japan sometime soon. As for what this demo will include, it looks like we're getting 5 scenarios to play through alongside a peek at the weapon upgrade system and forging mechanics. Data from a cleared run of the demo will be able to be carried over to the full game when it releases, so you're going to want to play it all the way through. Dynasty Warriors Aiketsuden releases August 3rd in Japan, with a demo coming soon. And the last piece of news. Yacht Club Games has announced a limited physical run of Shovel Knight for the PlayStation Vita, and we got the details you need to get a copy. Shipping in early October, the Fangamer released limited print of Shovel Knight for PlayStation Vita will come with a physical copy of the game and a 42-page full-color instruction manual. It'll be the same version of the game as the digital release on PlayStation Vita, so saves, trophies, and other data can be carried over with ease. Region-free and limited in quantity, you'll want to grab a copy while you can, right? Well, good news, as they're only $24.99 and available for pre-order right now on Fangamer. And that's the news, Tyler.
Aw, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do a little dance.
Make a little love. Get down
Yeah.
tonight. Get down tonight.
I was waiting for the second bark. That would have been cool.
It would have been.
Anywho, now that we're done with that news, we can move on to the talking points and talk about announced release games we're looking forward to from the week. So there's 18 things mentioned there, Tyler. What looks good?
World of Final Fantasy. I am so damn excited for that game. And I am going to be very happy when I get it. Caligula sounds very interesting after reading that information there. Ys 8, of course, sounds quite interesting. Akiba's Beat. I still need to play more of Akiba's Strip, but hey, priorities, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it from this list that I see right now. What about you?
Well, Anonymous Code is sounding interesting. It isn't the first I've heard of it since they didn't announce platforms until just now, so that's kind of, yeah. Also kind of interested in Fate Extella, but not too invested in that one yet. Ys 8 is, of course, on my radar. That's hands down. As is Akiba's Beat, since I enjoyed the hell out of Akiba's Trip. And Caligula, especially now that it's coming west, is very high on my to-get list. But also Galgun Double Piece and Fault Milestone 1, which is now finally being ported by Mighty Rabbit. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Lots of visual novels coming. Yeah. So yeah,
Very nice, very nice.
that's it.
Well, we got a good list there. Not to mention all the other games we don't even talk about that we're still excited for.
And all the games I have that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, the struggle.
Lost Song, Tyler.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Like,
Jesus.
that's the next game I'm going to start. Keep saying that to myself.
Is it?
Keeps never happening.
Yeah, you need to work on that.
Definitely. Probably putting Dead or Alive to bed either tonight or tomorrow, so hopefully that'll get me motivated towards getting on that.
Good man.
Yeah. So, alright, let's kick it on to listener mail, and since I made you get it all, and because I'm a mean person, you can read it.
Alright, I gotta open Twitter.
Yeah, I don't even have Twitter open, so I couldn't just, read it like I normally do.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways. Alright. First question here from Shay Batty. She says, and it's at Bergster30, BERGSTER30. What are a few games you've beaten multiple times, or what game would you like to play again?
Some games I've beaten multiple times. I can't even think of any off the top of my head. It's been so long since I've played a game all the way over. But I really need to get back and play Persona 4 Golden over again and get that platinum because I gotta have it. It's Persona 4 Golden. It's the best game on Vita. I need it. And there we go.
Yeah, I started playing Persona 4 Golden again, but I've been too busy to really jump into it. I've already beaten it, so I'm not really feeling that bad about it. But it's not a Vita game, but I recently just bought The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, and I've been playing that again. I've played that game so many times. I've beaten it. Like, I can't even count how many times I've beaten that game. But that's one that definitely pops in my mind all the time. Because that one, I have to play it at least like once a year to make myself happy. So, I'm doing it again this year. But yeah. I do really want to jump back into Freedom Wars again and run through the story a little bit just for fun to see how it is. Kind of get another take on it. And then probably Tearaway. It's been long enough to where I remember certain parts of it, but I think it'd be fun to run through that game again. So yeah, there we go. And we got another question from her as well. She says, if you could only pick one, what's your favorite physical copy you own?
Valkyrie Drabakuni. Yeah, I think that's it. Both because it's an import, so it's not just something I can go to the local store. Not that they carry Vita games anymore and get. But yeah, it's also just a really awesome game, and I probably wouldn't have it otherwise. So yeah, that. What about you?
Probably the physical Retro City Rampage game, since they didn't make very many of them. I haven't even played it yet.
Ooh, limited edition.
Yeah, but it's nice to see that. Or the collector's edition of that Exonic game, or Zonic, or whatever the hell it's called. Sonic?
Oh yeah, Super Beat Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to have all that stuff that I still haven't even really used, but hey, I got it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got more. I think we have more. Let me check. And yes. From Gabriel _ forever. And that's at Gabriel _ the number 4 and then EVR. He asks, will you miss Skype on Vita? Did you and Kyle ever use Skype on your Vita? If not, you two should have.
No, I won't miss Skype on Vita. I think I used it twice to check it out, and both times it wouldn't work right. So, yeah. It would have been good if they would have, put some work into it, because, having the Vita as something that you can use for Skype is definitely a good idea, but the app just wasn't there for me, so, yeah. What about you?
I'm pretty sure we used it twice, not you using it, but myself, to record the podcast way back in the day.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So that was fun. Not the best quality, but it did the job.
It happened.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm not going to miss it. Like you said, I mean, there just wasn't... They needed to take care of it, and they didn't. They released it and maybe updated it once or twice, and then they never cared about it again. So it just became, I mean, if you have a cell phone, you have a better Skype app. So, yeah. But they definitely could have done work.
If you have a cardboard box with a phone in it, you have a better Skype app.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's not much to miss there. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you, Gabriel, for your question. Final question we have here is from Lorenzo Samniego. I think I always say your last name wrong, but hey. At ZoSam32, and that's ZoSam32. And he asks, is God Eater Resurrection the closest thing to a Freedom Wars sequel we will get?
No. God Eater 2 Rage Burst is, because it's a sequel. So yeah, there. Boom. Shut down.
Yeah. I don't even have anything to say about that, but I'm excited for it. So yeah.
Boom.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Nope. Yep, maybe Kyle did. All right. So yeah, that's all the listener mail we got. Unless you got something, Kyle.
Not that I know of, Tyler.
Alrighty. Well, it's time to check this out, Kyle. And it's a game that you need to suggest. So lay it on us.
You know what? I don't have anything prepared. So.
Wow. Look at this guy.
Let's turn on the old Vita and see what's here. I'm
Do
sure
it.
there's something I can recommend. Oh, here's one that might piss Tyler off a little, which I like.
Oh, boy.
You guys should get Ridge Racer for Vita.
Oh, what a waste.
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, as far as arcade racing games go, you could go a lot worse than Ridge Racer. And
True.
it may not be the best looking, it may not be the cheapest, but it is a fun experience, and I've played it a ton, so I got my money's worth. Get it. If you do get it, make sure to get the packs with it. The game itself isn't like the whole thing. You have to get like the DLC packs to finish it, which is kind of why it's expensive. So, yeah, look for a cheap physical copy. Get it. Get those packs digitally. Get her done. Ridge Racer, Tyler. Ridge Racer.
I don't condone this message.
That's just because Tyler's a ninny and he never got it.
I'm a ninny?
A ninny.
I don't condone that either.
Well, I condone you going to the outro, Tyler, so let's get to it.
I don't condone that either. Oh. I guess I have to. All right. If you got listener mail or comments, contact us via media services at thevitalounge.net. You can find everything we talked about today at thevitalounge.net, including any mentioned news, reviews, featured articles, store updates, and anything Kyle left in the news that he forgot to edit out. You need to go check the site for that. We also have a community forum and a magazine. The magazine is available both digitally and in a physical copy via patreon.com/thevitalounge. You can follow us on Twitter at The Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're on Facebook. Just search The Vita Lounge, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/loungeplay, now with more videos. So be sure to subscribe and check it out. This podcast. I was on a roll.
I know, and I just jumped in because
that air
Tyler
just left my soul.
We now have.
I don't condone this.
Zip it, Tyler. And speaking of the YouTube channel, we now have a new news feature that comes out every Friday with yours truly instead of lame old Tyler telling you about what happened during the week in very condensed format. So if you only have like 5 minutes and you want to catch up on the news, check out the Vitality Weekly News Update, now releasing Fridays on the Lounge Play channel. Boom.
Bam.
All right, finish it off, Tyler. Come on.
Jeez. This podcast is also available on Google Play, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and via direct download on the site. So subscribe to us on those platforms. Rate us. Let us know how we're doing. And that is it for the VitaCast, episode 121. This guy riding his fucking motorcycle outside is pissing me off.
Yell at him, Tyler.
It's fucking 9 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah. I noticed that throughout like the end there. As we were getting towards the end, you could like hear him in the background.
God, yeah.
Guy's a dick.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the recording, but we'll see.
You should just go play MotoGP on Vita instead.
There we go. I don't have the game, but I'll try.
I said he should, not
you should. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Later.
City's breaking down on a camel's back. City's breaking down on a camel's back. City's breaking down. City's breaking down. Windmill, windmill for the land. Turn forever, hand in hand. Take it all in on your stride. It's sinking, falling down. Love forever, love is free. Let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land. Is everybody in? Laughing gas, use hazmats, fast cats, lining them up like ass cracks. Lay these ponies at the track, it's my chocolate attack. Shit, I'm stepping in the heart of this year, Care Bear ripping it harder this year. Watch me as I gravitate, ha, ha, ha. Yo, we gonna ghost town, this Motown with your sound. You're in the blink, gonna bite the dust, can't fight with us. With your sound, you kill the ink, so don't stop, get it, until you jet ahead and watch the way I navigate, ha, ha, ha. So feel good, feel good, feel good, feel good, baby, feel good, feel good, feel good. I want you to feel real. Don't stop, shit it, get it. We are your captains and it's steady. Watch me navigate, ha, ha, ha. So don't stop, shit it, get it. We are your captains and it's steady. Watch me navigate, ha, ha, ha. City's breaking down on a camel's back. City's breaking down on a camel's back. City's breaking down on a camel's back. City's breaking down, city's breaking down.